What is going on, everybody? My name is Sanjay, part of the growth team over at Replo, and we've got a really fun show for you today. We are going to go deep on one of Replo's partners and how it integrates with our stack and all of the really cool stuff that they can do. And today we've got Michael from Stamped, which you may think is just a review platform, but after you watch this video, you're going to realize that they can do so much more. Michael, thank you so much for joining me, man. I'm really excited to talk through this.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks for having me, Sanjay. Really excited to talk more about Stamped today and how we work well with Replo.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, what we're going to do is we're going to quickly go over just a quick overview of what Stamped is. And then from there, we're going to talk through, how it integrates with Replo, how if you're using both tools, how you can kind of plug and play immediately, because we do have integration already. We do have, a stamped widget or two stamped widgets inside of our Replo component library already. After that, we're going to talk through how you can use reviews for acquisition. And Michael has some really interesting tips and strategies that I personally have never done before. And when he told me the other day, I was like, okay, we gotta share this with people. And then lastly, there's a ton more features that Stamped has that I had no clue was even a part of the platform. And we're going to walk you through all of that as well. So Michael, to kick us off, give us the high level overview of what Stamped is and who it's best suited for in the Shopify ecosystem.
Yeah, sure. So Stamped is an e-commerce marketing platform. We work a lot with D2C brands, which stands for direct to consumer, primarily from the Shopify ecosystem, but we do also integrate with, different platforms as well, like BigCommerce, WooCommerce, even custom platforms as well. And we have over 75,000 brands today that we work with. So, we've grown to a massive network of, these e-commerce brands using Stamped and see a lot of value from the two products we offer. We have reviews and loyalty, which really helps to drive our brands with, more efficient growth, building that social proof so they can increase their conversions and really just add more customer trust to their website when they're selling their products. So we see a lot of brands that, use Stamped to increase the conversions, add that social proof, increase user engagement, and just increase overall growth over time as well. But today we'll be focusing more on the review side. That's the product which we integrate well with Replo today. And so we can talk a lot about the strategies for reviews, how brands fully utilize the reviews platform with Stamped to maximize their UGC, which stands for user-generated content, to help them get more out of their customer reviews, to provide more information, and to allow their customers to see whether it's a quality product or a trustworthy brand to buy from.
And I'm really excited to go deep on using reviews and landing pages. Like when you look at the 6 key elements of a great landing page, social proof by nature of product reviews, testimonials, star ratings, things like that. That's like the number one conversion driver after having a really great product. Right? So have a really great product and then have a ton of social proof, and your app makes it so easy to showcase that social proof in a variety of different ways. Before we get super deep on the integration, on how it works with Replo and how, some additional strategies on using reviews to drive acquisition, are there 2 things that stood out to me when we were talking about the tool in general. The first is content syndication. Can you really quickly touch on how Stamped helps with content syndication? Because it's actually pretty clutch.
Yeah, definitely. So Stamped is a great way to drive more review collection just through our optimized way that we make it easy for customers to submit those reviews. Now, usually with a reviews platform, you would just have those reviews and host them on your own store, on product pages or on the home page. But with Stamped, we actually integrate with a lot of different channels and partners to actually help get those reviews seen across channel, which can help the brand, add that social proof to different areas they may sell on. Some examples are, being a verified Google partner, we have all 3 Google integrations supported, from Google Rich Snippets to collection page snippets on product pages, to the Google Shopping Ads integration, where we can list those product reviews from Stamped directly over their shopping ad listings, which they're running on Google. And then also the capabilities to have store experience reviews or brand reviews, which add to a brand's Google seller ratings. So these all have benefits to increase that ad performance, but also help their SEO by showing those reviews on Google. We also have syndication options with Meta shops. So if a brand sells directly on Facebook or Instagram shops, they don't have many reviews collected organically. A great way to use Stamped is to actually collect those product reviews with our optimized workflow to actually pass those reviews to show onto those channels to actually drive more sales there. Some other integrations we have with like the shop app. So we actually integrate directly with the shop app to have reviews sync over back and forth, which are collected organically from the shop app to Stamp and vice versa. And then one of the another big one is integrating with a third-party app to help us with retail syndication. If a brand is selling a lot of products through these retail stores like Target, Walmart, and some other big brand names, there's also options to have stamp reviews pass over to show on those large retailer networks as well.
There's so much more than just like having a review on a product page or on a landing page. The reason why I wanted you to call that out is because when someone's trying to figure out what review app do I use, more often than not, it becomes like it's just going to be the review that's, sitting below my product page. I'm just going to go with the cheapest option. While you are very price competitive, the real value in Stamped is that you have so many more features. And when you start actually integrating Stamped with all these other tools, you actually extract like significantly more ROI, significantly more leverage than if you just have reviews on your product page or like below the fold. And I want to call that out because when you're thinking about, and I want to say I'm really thinking about like, the audience here, the person who's running a Shopify brand. When you're thinking about what tool should I use, it's not just, what fits this one little niche thing. It's also what other ways can I use this tool to like maximize my revenue and the money that I pay for these tools. And something that we see with Replo a lot of times as well. People, just try to focus on like building a landing page or a section when in reality you can do so much more than that. And I wanted to quickly talk about like the integration that we have with Replo. Now, one of the beautiful parts about working with you guys over at Stamp is we have the ability now to just drag and drop the major review widgets. So like your product reviews with like all the text that someone says about, what they think about your product. You can put that on any landing page. You can put that on any product page template that you create in Replo. You can put it on your home page if you create your home page in Replo. You can also pull in star ratings as well. And it's just simple drag and drop. Make sure you have the Stamped app installed and configured, and then you're just gonna be able to pull that into any piece of content that you build in Replo. It's super, super simple. And again, one of the big things that I've called out before, and I'll continue to call out, is social proof is the number one variable, the number one lever that you can pull to increase your conversion rates on your landing pages, whether it's a product page, home page, even if it's just one little section there, it's the number one thing. Michael, really quickly, as you see merchants on Stamped, using the review widgets, tell us, give us some inside baseball on how best to display that content, or some things that people may not know on how to use it, or just like, great examples that you've seen of people using their review content.
Yeah, definitely. So just before we head into that topic of displaying those reviews, I just wanted to highlight the review collection flow with Stamp, because with Stamp, we do have a unique way we actually help brands collect those reviews. We do support something called an informed submission, where customers can actually leave reviews directly in the email body. And with Stamp, we see from many of our brands that they have an average review conversion rate of around 6.5%. That's across all of our 75,000 brands that are using us today, which is around 1 to 3% higher than the industry average, which sits somewhere around like 1 to 2% of a collection rate. Now, that's just an average. Some of our top brands actually do anywhere from 15% all the way up to 20% in some cases. When they start to incorporate incentives and have personalized messaging, all other variables that factor those higher conversion rates. And that would actually just be for like the collection of the product text review. Now, because we do also support the UGC side of things, we do also see an average of a 10.6% collection rate on the UGC, because within the same email flow, after a customer has submitted the text review, customers can then go in there and then start to upload a photo or video, and then any custom questions, which we'll talk more about how they might be displayed on the widget. And so, it just gives a really great way to actually collect those reviews in the first place, because that's where one of the main struggles is with brands trying to get those reviews in the first place, when maybe the flow isn't optimized, and it just makes it really difficult for customers to collect those reviews, to actually submit those reviews. I know with some brands, you have to like make an account, log in, and to then get redirected and go through multiple steps where the customer just drops off. So having that informed submission flow is just so important to actually make it easy for your customers to say, here's the product you bought, let's submit the review, and let's get that added automatically to the display options. So going back to the display side with your initial question, We do have, various different app blocks that you can easily add into the website, not just on product pages, but all across the website. You'll find over 11 different display options supported with Stamped, where you can add them in. And as you display those reviews on the product pages, for example, we have like a review schema you can show above the fold under the product title to show how many reviews a product has. We even have like grouping options so you can actually combine reviews together to show that you've collected more reviews on certain items, which you may sell with different variants. So lots of different ways how you might incorporate reviews to showcase to your customers. And reviews on product pages have been known to drive, higher conversion rates. As you mentioned, there's a stat here where, we've seen that product pages with reviews actually generate a 3.5 times higher conversion rate than ones which don't have reviews. So, most shoppers online in this day and age read reviews when they're shopping online. At least I do anyway, and I could probably speak for many more. So it is a really valuable factor to be able to, improve that conversion funnel by having these reviews, building the trust of, the products that you are selling, trying to get those customers to see, why they should buy that product, answering all of those questions they have when they're thinking or considering about buying those products. And so by displaying reviews, we can display the text reviews on there, of course, the photos and video reviews in various different ways if they want to add a carousel in there, if they just want to show the UGC on the review level. These are all reviews which are verified buyers, of course, which are ones where we can link it back to the customer who's made a purchase. They have an active order that they're leaving the review for. And there's other additional features on there as well, where we support some AI-generated topic filters. So we actually can crawl out the most common keywords talked about in the review content of what customers are talking about when they submit the product review, highlight those topic filters on the product pages so they can quickly search and filter through whatever they're looking for to find maybe, if they have a certain theme that they're looking to search for in the reviews, rather than scrolling through pages of reviews, they can just click on the most common topic, which is highlighted, to then read all the reviews about that topic, and it will quickly filter for the customer. So that helps them find the information a lot faster. We also have custom questions, which are attributes which can be used on a product level. It could be used on a customer level as well to ask, like, why did the customer buy the product? Or it could just be asking about the product. So say if you're selling apparel or clothing, you might want to ask about the size, fit, materials. These are all valuable factors to give insights to the customer when they're thinking about, is this product right for me? Should I buy this product? And by, having this information there, it can really help to show them, the attributes of the product to show, okay, whether it is a great fit, whether the material is a quality material. So this is great to highlight and display on those display widgets. We can also highlight some of those custom form questions back to some valuable integrations for the merchant to do post-purchase marketing on. We integrate well with tools like Attentive and Klaviyo, where they can actually sync that data back as well as other valuable reviews data to then segment customers by, which can actually help them with their marketing campaigns to drive upsells and cross-sells from their engaged buyers.
And one of the things that you're also able to do, and I'm sure we're going to talk about it later, but you're also able to take some of those reviews and turn them into banner ads. Like you can turn them into pieces of creative, which I thought was so clutch. Like, so I'll just give you like a quick anecdotal story. I'm sure you'll get a kick out of this. You mentioned if you, let's say you sell apparel and, you want to show the fit and material of a particular garment. Whenever I'm sitting at home on the weekend and I'll look over at my girlfriend scrolling on her phone, she shops from Fashion Nova quite a bit. And the way that she shops is she'll find a style that she likes and she'll immediately scroll down to the reviews because, and this is also something that Fashion Nova has trained their consumer base to do. But they do this. So, I mean, they actually, they show, hey, like this fit like this, if you're, have this body type, don't get it or do get it. Here are my like measurements to like, just to give a little bit more sense of context, and combining both like the technical aspect of being able to capture that information, being able to show that in a way that makes sense, but also encouraging your community, encouraging your customer base to provide those reviews to help other people make those decisions is such a valuable conversion driver. The next part I'll say is my girlfriend rarely spends less than $250 whenever she shops at Fashion Nova, and it's usually like a ton of stuff. So like it works really, really well. And the fact that you're able to do that in a few clicks with Stamped is, again, I think another great reason why, you know, your tool is kind of differentiated and why it's so valuable in the market. It's like that's not something that every tool is capable of doing. The fact that it's baked in, I think is super clutch. All right, so, you know, we talked a little about the integration with Replo and how you can drag and drop, and then you went into great detail on all the different ways that you can kind of not only collect reviews, the flow, which is really key, reducing that friction to actually get the content to begin with. That's the name of the game, really. And then, you know, how you can display it. Let's kind of transition a bit into actually using reviews for acquisition, because I know there are like 4, 5, 6 points that you've made in the past that I thought were just like, holy cow, I've never even thought about that. But yeah, I'd love to just hear, you know, how you and your team at Stamped think about using, you know, reviews for the purpose of acquisition.
Yeah, sure. So I guess one of the main things is, you know, being a verified Google partner, there's only a bunch of review aggregator partners that can work with Google with API integrations, which means, you know, we sync reviews over in real time to, you know, Google ad listings. So the benefits of this, you know, really help with improving their SEO. You know, having those keywords in reviews, the titles and the backlinks and the links from the reviews really help the brands to be seen. Whether a customer is just searching for a specific product, or maybe they're searching for just, you know, a specific brand, or trying to find something that, you know, meets their needs. A lot of the times by having those reviews sync over to Google, it can help increase that search relevance so that their brand can be seen more easily when customers are browsing, whether it's just on an organic search result, or even if it's a paid ad. You know, if they are trying to, you know, if they're running ads for the products, then it's a great way for them to improve that ad performance to show, you know, on the first page of Google with the shopping ad, or even on the keywords they are bidding on. And so this really helps to keep the, you know, brand's website fresh. You know, it keeps this, the reviews coming in, which are coming in from the customer orders, and allows the brand to build its online reputation. So all of this has factors into just helping the brand visibility to acquire those new customers. You know, as I mentioned earlier with the ad performance side of things, if a brand is spending a lot on a Google paid ad strategy and they're not working with an integrated reviews partner that, you know, works with their Google, then they're missing a huge opportunity there. You know, there is options to dramatically impact those ad performances by showing that they have collected more reviews on certain products, or even they have a lot of store reviews already linked to the brand. So it helps to build trust and instill more customer trust into those reviews themselves, and then helping those ads overall. So overall, I would say they help to increase the brand engagement. You know, customers who are coming to clicking through to those ads or going through to the website to see those product reviews, they will actually spend more time looking into those product reviews or reading the reviews. So it actually helps to reduce the bounce rate as well, which is another factor what Google ranks into their SEO and SERP ranking. Just positively impact the conversion rates. You know, we usually see higher click-through rates and hear from brands that, you know, by having the Google integrations enabled, you know, sometimes you can see up to 10% increased click-through rates on there. So really valuable to acquire new customers through that way. Other ways is being cross-channel. As I mentioned before, we integrate with like MetaShop, Shop app. You can even integrate stamp reviews with retail stores. And so having those reviews show up on those other channels can really help to build and drive sales through those channels as well, helping the brand overall revenue growth and just getting more sales overall, which is acquiring new customers essentially. And then one of the other key ones, which we didn't really touch too much on, is the email and SMS side. Today, you know, many e-commerce brands are using email and SMS to promote their products to customers. You know, this is just a key driver to actually get, you know, repeat sales, but also new sales as well from maybe new product launches that they try to sell to their existing audience. And by integrating reviews and review data with some of these email and SMS tools, they can actually start to really segment and identify who engaged buyers are to maybe cross-sell them an item that they're going to like to purchase based on the reviews they've already left. So it gets very niche and targeted when they can segment the customers up and even add in the social proof to those campaigns as well. We allow brands to actually incorporate reviews into email campaigns so they can promote their products, or customers who maybe have subscribed to a newsletter but haven't actually bought yet. If they see products with like reviews, that actually might help to build enough social proof for them to convert and make their first purchase if they haven't done so before. So that is another way how Stamp can be an acquisition tool to drive new customers to come to the website, to see the quality reviews, read about them, and go and make a purchase.
You just keep dropping so much game like this. It's like, and I love it. Like this is the depth of your answers is I really do commend you for that. And there's so much to go through. I'm really excited. I've got a couple projects that I'm working on right now that definitely going to be plug and stamped in and going deeper. One of the things that you called out, I took some notes here, is that the magical moment is layering multiple stamp tools together. If I am a merchant building a landing page, let's say on Replo, what would be like the must-use tools that you should definitely have when you're building that first landing page, trying to leverage as much as Stamped like out of the gate?
Yeah, so I would say, to have an optimized landing page, you probably know more about this than me, but from my experience, it's showing reviews as the core thing on that landing page. So usually that would be having reviews above the fold. As soon as you hit that landing page, you want to see how many reviews this product has. And so in most cases, we actually have like a review schema, star count, which shows how many reviews the product has, just like under the product title, which is usually at the top of the page there. And so by having that there, that just really shows and builds that social proof instantly. It shows, okay, are people buying this product? How many reviews does it have? Now let's click through to see more or read more about, the number of reviews you're telling me this product has. If the product doesn't have the reviews, then customers start to become wary. It's like, no one's buying this product. Why is that? Why doesn't it have reviews? Is it a quality product? Is it not? So definitely having those reviews above the fold. I would then say having product reviews easily visible. So, for example, our integration with Replo, you can actually have a sidebar review as well, where customers can just click on the side. It's going to be above the fold and start reading the product reviews there as well. But I would say one of the other main ones is having like the main widget display. So even when customers are browsing through the product, they read the description, they go down to, the page footer area, we usually have a main widget display, we call it. And that just highlights all of the product reviews that is collected, to date. And so this would include up-to-date reviews for the most recent ones, including like photos and videos combined with the text reviews. And this is the same area where I talked about earlier, where that's where you would include all of those AI generated topic filters, those custom questions where you can actually show like the product attributes or any other additional information that you want to provide to customers. We also have something called a community Q&A. So I didn't really touch on this earlier, but it's just come to my mind where we support the reviews so customers can read about reviews, but we also have a feature called questions and answers. And if you shop on Amazon, you're probably familiar with this, where, on a seller's page, you can actually start seeing what other customers are asking about the product. It could be like what the size of the product is, how fast is delivery, things of that nature, or just questions about the product themselves. And so we support a full questions and answers setup where customers can start to ask their questions on the product pages, and brands can then start to answer those questions as the merchant or seller and reply and moderate to those. Or we even have a feature called Community Q&A, which allows other top customers who have bought the product to give their perspective on it. And that really allows brands to build a community and getting their customers to engage with each other, giving their perspective on things. And so when you have multiple replies and different perspectives on a certain question, that can really help to give more insights and more social proof to, whatever questions being asked. And this can all be automated through email notifications as well through Stamped. And so this can be really valuable to, help customers find information they're looking for, but also reduce the need for them to reach out to the support team. They can have their answers just answered directly on the product page, that's more likely to lead to that customer to buy the product rather than reaching out to support, waiting a few days to hear back, to then get the answers they need to then decide should they buy or not. So that can be really valuable to use with the product reviews, but then also incorporating some of the UGC as well. As I mentioned, it's great to show the photos and videos, maybe in different ways. We have like carousel options they can add into those product pages if they are more visual brand, which they want to visually show the products in a real life setting. And so this can be really valuable to drive those conversions, optimize that landing page, and just get more out of customers, add to carts, or even clicking through to sale as well.
Oh, that's fantastic. One of the things that popped up while you were talking was, what if I'm launching a new product that has 0 reviews, or my business is entirely new? Like, what do you typically recommend for people that are just starting out? Obviously, like setting up the review flow, so when someone does buy, collecting those once that happens. But what strategies do you typically recommend when someone's just getting started and they're trying to improve their conversion rates using social proof?
Yeah, it's a great question, that one. And we hear this a lot of the times, during my merchant conversations that I have on demo calls. A lot of the times brands, they either go down 2 ways. They're worried they don't have reviews already, and they just want to build reviews or build a number of reviews before actually displaying them. And that's an option with Stamped. They can actually have reviews up and running on the back end of the dashboard, clicked in the reviews, but not actually displaying them on the front end until they've collected a certain number. That number varies from brand to brand. Maybe they have like a goal in mind. They want to show a portion of reviews across multiple products rather than just showing maybe 50 reviews on a product and no reviews on another one. They sometimes feel that may harm some of the conversions by not having all of those reviews there. But with Stamp, we give both options. If brands want to do that, they're free to do so. But with our platform, we do have a lot of ways to actually help brands collect more reviews and more quickly as well. So some of those would be our importer tool. So if they have existing reviews to bring over, they can actually import and keep all of their existing reviews and import them over with a CSV file. We do have some live onboarding support available for that as well. So we can actually help bring what they've collected organically or natively to bring over to Stamp, and then use Stamp to build on top of what they already have with the optimized collection flow we have. So that's one way. Another way is we can actually import past orders from their e-commerce platform into Stamp. This could be from like the past 6 months, or it could even be for a longer time frame. So this would be for brands, maybe they've never collected reviews in the past, but they've been in business for a while. They have a lot of orders that they feel like they just missed out on because they never sent them a review request. They can actually import that order data through to enroll customers into Stamp's optimized review collection flow, to start doing an email blast, to start trying to collect as many reviews as possible. And that's a great way for brands to quickly build up that volume of reviews on the product, so they can start distributing them across the website and displaying them to customers. And other options is having like that product grouping. So initially a brand might just be selling a small number of SKUs. Essentially, it could be the same product or very similar products. And so they could start with actually creating product groups to combine those reviews together initially to show that they have reviews on every product by the variant, which they can add into the groups. And then later on, as they start to collect more reviews individually for those products, they can start to break up those groups to start showing a more realistic overview of how many reviews a product has. And so those are some strategies put into place which brands can do with Stamp. But as I mentioned, there's a lot of flexibility to allow them to do that. And then when they start to incorporate incentives in those reviews as well, that would be like adding coupons to submit the review, to collect a photo or video, and a higher coupon value for that as well. Those can really drastically improve that review collection rate. As I mentioned earlier, some of our top brands doing the 15 to 20% collection rates, adding in those incentives to drive customers to, give a photo or video with their review.
That's exactly the answer I hope to receive there. I really like the product grouping thing because when people come, onto Replo, a lot of times the first landing page that they build is a long form offer page specifically to a product bundle. So being able to kind of group the reviews for each of the component products, like let's say it's like an athleisure wear brand, and it's a shirt, it's shorts, and it's socks. Like being able to group all of those reviews So when that they get to that product page for that bundle, it's not just empty, the 0 reviews. You can actually, I mean, I think just the small things there, I think go a long way. And then also, obviously, all the things you talked about, like if you've never collected reviews before, it's first time, but you have some order history, being able to enroll those people, that's pretty clutch. I've seen that quite a bit. It's actually kind of surprising to see how many people just don't collect reviews at all. And being able to like automatically enroll those, folks that weren't touched for review collection in the past, I think it's fantastic. We're gonna try to bring this home a little bit, but before we jump, there's so much more that Stamp does. It's not just reviews. It's not just UGC displays. Walk us through all of the other cool things that you can do in your platform, because this is actually quite a bit.
Yeah, so Stamped is known as being an all-in-one platform. We don't just have the review collection, the complete moderation control, and displaying reviews. That's like the very core of the basics or fundamentals of the product. But we do have so much more where we focus on, the UGC aspects of, once those customer photos and videos are collected, how can we incorporate those and sort of manage those together to put into like albums to group on, maybe highlighting them in a gallery display on maybe a product page or some visual area of the website. And so we can have that UGC management option for the customer photos and videos they collect. We also have a similar UGC collection and management system called our Instagram shopping. So this actually uses content outside of the customer photos and videos. This is more on their Instagram channel posts, customer tag photos, mentions, or hashtags, Instagram or Facebook, which is actually synced over to Stamp, where brands can actually start to use this photo or video content, which is more in a professional setting, which is posted on Instagram, to actually be used on their own website, tag products in those to build inspiration and drive conversions that way as well. And there's also options to use the best reviews to plug directly into a Facebook or Instagram ad campaign dynamically. And so there's all these different areas where maybe a lot of these times the brands might have a small team and they don't have a huge resources for the creative department or to, for their marketing, and they just want quick resources they can use to, put something together to then start to promote those. And by having these tools in place, we actually empower brands to give them like smart banners where they can use like the best reviews to create different banner types for social posts, for different displays, whether it's mobile or desktop, or whether it is using a video review a customer just submitted to run an ad campaign on, because, that's just raw, authentic social proof, which could, they can start to generate some traffic from. And then other ones is the Instagram one I talked about, which brands that are using an influencer strategy really play into this Instagram one. Maybe they have a huge following, or they just have a lot of influencers talk about the product. They can actually incorporate that influencer strategy to show on the product pages by showing like a video testimonial of the influencer talking about the product in a carousel, to then show, okay, this is why you should buy the product. It worked for me. Click the buy, and with 2 to 3 clicks, they can have it added to the cart and go through the normal e-commerce checkout that they would usually go through. So those are some of the areas where, we do have much more than the, review collection, display, and moderation from the UGC side. I would also say a big one is our analytics. We provide a lot of insights from review open rates, collection rates, product rating data, the overview of which products are best performing based on, customer sentiment. We have like advanced reporting and insights analysis as well to show you what customers are searching for on those review widgets. When customers click on those topics, they're all tracked through our analytics, or maybe they're searching for a certain theme or filtering through a certain question. We also track all of that data. So it gives the merchant all the insights, what they would want to know of what customers feel is important for them. What are they looking for on that product page to actually make that purchasing decision? And all of these insights can be drawn out to then help the brand improve efficiencies across the business, to then, understand the customer more, to put a marketing angle to say how I might market to them, because I know this customer values searching for maybe size or fit or something else. And so there's all these different variables that Stamp can help with, from, improving the number of reviews they get, adding in that social proof in various different ways, showing carousels like on the homepage for product or site reviews, which can build that, overall trust. and just getting, more reviews out there so customers can actually see it's a trustworthy brand. They have great quality products to buy, and just overall like improving that conversion funnel through that flow. And so those are different ways how brands might use Stamp to, leverage reviews, get more social proof, integrate with some of those apps I talked with to have cross-channel reviews, and to also incorporate that UGC there, as well as integrating with their marketing tech stack. Like we have over 40 different app integrations from, CRMs, to email marketing tools, to SMS, to, even Replo, design, page builders, and so much more. And so Stamped is a great tool that is a scalable platform that fits well into, a merchant's tech stack to allow them to utilize reviews data in different places to allow them to grow and scale the brand.
Thank you so much for sharing that. I mean, I'll be honest, when we first started talking about this, I just thought, oh, it's just like reviews. What else could there be to talk about? And then you started talking about all the different features you have, how they stack together, the amount of work that you do to make the lives of Shopify operators easier. Like, you can be a 1-person 8-figure team, and you do so much because you have a tool like Stamped at your disposal, be able to like leverage the time and energy that you put into this, and I think it just creates like a richer customer experience as well. It's like, again, like you're able to just engage your community and create just much more special experiences than just having like run-of-the-mill reviews or not having anything at all. So Michael, I really do appreciate you taking the time and the energy to walk us through your product, and I hope that we've been able to showcase it well in this. I'm sure we'll keep doing this. I know we've got some case studies coming down the road on people using Replo and Stamped, but I do want to thank you so much for your time today. This has been it's honestly been a learning opportunity for me. I picked up some new strategies on using reviews and all the other widgets for acquisition, but also it's just really great to see how people can use Replo and Stamped together to increase their conversions, to just grow their businesses without spending a ton of time and energy doing so. So thank you so much for jumping on with me today and walking us through Stamped.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having me, Sanjay. It's really nice chatting about Stamped and Replo. Always happy to chat more and share more insights that I learned. But yeah, hope the audience enjoyed the show today and receive a lot of value from it. And we'll connect again soon.
Absolutely. So if you want to go try out Stamped, go to Stamped, stamped.io. Go to stamped.io and get signed up. And again, we're integrated with Stamped already. So if you're using Replo to build your landing pages already, it's going to work very seamlessly. So highly recommend you check them out if you're not collecting reviews at all, or if you're trying to improve your review game and your loyalty game. And with that being said, I appreciate you all for watching, and we shall see you on the next one. Take care.